Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Magistrate Todd, and I preside over the Traffic Division of the Akron Municipal Court. Before the court session begins, I would like to advise you of your constitutional rights and provide you some information about what you should expect today during your traffic court proceeding. If you're scheduled for an arraignment, you may enter one of the following pleas: guilty, no contest, or not guilty. Not guilty. A plea of not guilty is a denial of the facts on your ticket and a denial of your guilt. If you plead not guilty on a minor misdemeanor, your case will be set for trial in traffic court on a later date. If you plead not guilty on an offense that has the possibility of jail time, your case will be assigned to one of the 6 judges of this court and set for further hearing. Guilty. A plea of guilty is a complete admission of the truth of the facts on your ticket and of your guilt. No contest. A plea of no contest is not an admission of your guilt, but it is an admission of the truth of the facts alleged in the complaint. A plea of no contest allows the court to make a finding of guilt, but a no contest plea cannot be used against you in any future civil or criminal proceedings. If you plead guilty or no contest, you will be sentenced today. It is the court's responsibility to advise you of the basic rights that each one of you has today. Therefore, you are hereby informed that you have the following substantive rights. You have the right to an attorney. If your charges involve potential jail time and you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed for you at a nominal cost. If you are charged with a minor misdemeanor, you do not qualify for court-appointed counsel. You have the right to have the nature of the charges and the maximum possible penalties explained to you. You have the right to have a reasonable continuance in your case if you request one. You have the right to have your case tried to the court, which is a bench trial, or to a jury if your charges involve potential jail time. If you wish to have your case heard by a jury, you must timely submit your jury demand in writing. If the request for a jury trial is not made in the time required by law, you waive this right. You have the right to waive your right to a jury trial and proceed to a bench trial. You have the right to question the witnesses that are called to testify against you and the right to subpoena and present witnesses on your own behalf. You have the right to testify in your case. You have the right to remain silent and to exercise your right against self-incrimination. Should you choose to exercise this right, no one can comment on your choice to do so. However, anything that you do say can be used against you. You are presumed innocent, and you have the right to require the state or the city to prove each element of the charge or charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If you are incarcerated at the time of your arraignment, you have the right to reasonable bail. There are a few other things that you should know. If you're convicted of an offense or offenses, a copy of the conviction or convictions will be sent to the Ohio BMV and the National Registry and will become part of your traffic record. The BMV will impose points on your license if the charge is one that carries points. Depending on the offenses and your driving record, if you're convicted, your driving privileges may be suspended, your vehicle may be immobilized, and your license plates may be seized. Ohio law allows the BMV to impose a financial responsibility suspension if a person is convicted of a certain traffic offense and did not have insurance at the time of the citation. Today, you may be asked to show proof of insurance to the court. If you do not have proof of insurance with you today, you will have 24 hours to provide it to the court. If you do not provide proof of insurance, the BMV will suspend your driver's license. If you are not a citizen of the United States, you are hereby advised that conviction for the offenses for which you are charged may have the consequences of deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, or denial of naturalization pursuant to the laws of the United States. If you are on probation or parole, a plea of guilty or no contest may violate the terms of your probation or parole. If you need a continuance to review this matter with your probation or parole officer, please inform the court. CDL holders, please be advised that a conviction may result in the revocation of your CDL or may prevent you from obtaining a CDL in the future. Court costs in most cases are a minimum of $136, and that is in addition to any fine that you might receive. If you can't pay all of your fines and court costs in full today, you may either perform community service work for the fines and costs at the rate of $10 per hour, or you can set up a payment plan. If you opt to set up a payment plan, an additional $20 administrative fee will be added to the amount that you owe the court. When your name is called, please come forward. The judicial officer will explain your charge and the maximum possible penalties, and then ask you for your plea to all of the charges against you. Please note that the judicial officer cannot give you legal advice. If you need a continuance to talk to a lawyer, please ask. It is the order of this court that there shall be no talking while the court is in session. Inappropriate behavior will not be permitted. Failure to abide by this order may cause you to be found in contempt of this court. Should this occur, you could be sentenced to up to 30 days in jail, assessed a fine up to $250 plus court costs for each violation. It is also ordered that all cell phones be turned off. Any device that disrupts these proceedings after the conclusion of this announcement may cause its owner to be held in contempt of court and sanctioned accordingly. Additionally, the device may be taken from its owner. Before we begin, please note that the court is making every effort to keep you safe as we are still dealing with a countrywide health pandemic. You are required to wear a face mask properly, which means your nose, mouth, and chin must be covered while you are in the courthouse. You must remain the proper 6-foot distance from others while you're in the building. There are markers on the floors and walls to remind you. There are hand sanitizing stations readily available. Thank you for your attention and cooperation.